Gentlemen, what is going on today? My name is Ryan Mickler. I'm the host and the founder of the Order of Man podcast and movement. This is your Friday Field Notes. For better or worse, you get to hear from me and some of the thoughts that have been bouncing around in my brain throughout the week. And one thing I wanted to talk with you about today, and this is going to be maybe a little bit shorter episode than you might be used to on Friday, is this concept of small wins, big results. We're going to talk about what that means. We're going to talk about how to apply that into your life. And we're also going to talk about the mindset that you need to develop in order to secure long lasting wins within the walls of your home, within your business, your body, and every other facet of life. If you are new and just joining us, this is a podcast designed to help you become a better man. So we have conversations, we've got resources available. I'm going to share some more of those. We've got events. We've got our exclusive brotherhood, the Iron Council. We've got a lot going on. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're leaving the ratings and reviews, because this is how we grow the movement. This is how we get it out to the masses, the grassroots movement, And I want to make sure more men are hearing what it is we have to share and then implementing the tools that we're making available to you. So let's talk about this. Small wins, big results. Look, here's what I see a lot of guys do. They constantly swing for the fence. They think that winning is defined by the home run, by the grand slam, by the things that are sexy. And so they're taking these huge leaps that frankly, they're not qualified to take. I remember when I was playing baseball in high school, our coaches would always talk about the guys who swing for the fences, right? And what happens when you swing for the fence? Well, your mechanics break down. That's what happens. When you're constantly trying to take those rips and swing for the fences, the entire mechanic of your swing breaks down and you end up doing more harm than good. And the same thing is true in life. If you've been sitting on the couch for the past 10 or 20 years, and all of a sudden you think that in the next 2 weeks, you're going to go run a marathon, guess what you're doing? You're breaking down all of the form, all of the mechanics. And you know what? You're going to fall short, because you're not going to get your ass off the couch by sitting on it for 10 years and then go run that marathon and get it done. It's just not going to happen. And so not only do you fail in whatever you said your objective was, you also feel guilty. You also feel ashamed, and you put yourself in a lot of times in a worse position mentally than you were before, because that's what's sexy, right? That's what sells. That's what you think. That's what you see on social media. Go run the marathon, go run the Spartan race, go do this, go do that. And you're not qualified to do it. Now, look, I'm all for creating goals and desires and ambitions that are a little bit outside of your comfort zone. That's the point. If they were within your comfort zone, then I don't think it'd be worthy of your pursuit necessarily. So yes, sure, stretch yourself, but let's not be unrealistic. And I know this sounds a little strange, potentially coming from somebody who you could consider in the self-development space. But I was talking with my friend Andy Frisilla via direct message on Instagram a couple of days ago. And, I'm so tired of guys buying into this self-help bullcrap that they can do whatever they set out to do immediately and not earn the result, not even work towards the effort, just go balls to the wall without thinking about how it might or might not work. It's destructive, it's dangerous, and it doesn't work for you. So what does work? Well, small wins. And that's the mindset shift that you need to have, guys, is you're not going to swing for the fences. What you're going to do, to go back to my baseball analogy, is you're going to work on the mechanics. You're going to swing the bat correctly, and you're going to try to get on base every time you get up to bat. Now, the ironic thing about this is that if you do this correctly, you will end up with more home runs than if you swing for the fence every time. If you break that swing down and you swing correctly and the mechanics are there, you're going to hit line drives, you're going to hit a ball on a rope, and not coincidentally, you're going to hit more baseballs out of the park. That's how it works. So instead of thinking in your mind that the only thing that counts or the real win is when you hit that sexy home run, or you land that huge contract, or you finish the Spartan race or the marathon, that's not the win, guys. I mean, it's great. You should be celebrating those things, but I'll tell you how you need to start redefining this. You need to consider that the small wins done on a daily and consistent basis is winning. So if I wanted to get stronger, for example, and I want to pull a 500-pound deadlift, the win shouldn't be defined by the outcome. The win should be defined by the process, not the results. Guys, the results will take care of themselves if you're doing it correctly. So I don't want you to beat yourself up if, for example, you're trying to pull 500 pounds and you don't get it. I don't want you to beat yourself up over that. What I would like you to beat yourself up over is the fact that you missed workouts, the fact that you didn't get out of bed on time, the fact that you made up all the excuses why you didn't have to do that, or justify why you need a break, or whatever it is that you tell yourself, or how you justify all the junk food or the alcohol or the drugs or the sedation or whatever it is you're doing that's keeping you from the ultimate result that you desire. That's a loss. So if this morning you were supposed to get up and get out of bed and not hit snooze and go into the gym and you didn't do that, that's the loss. That's where you lost. It's not in 2 months when you have to pull that 500 pounds. It's today when you slacked on the small, seemingly insignificant things and you told yourself, it's okay, I can miss today because I can make up for it tomorrow. Well, you can't actually. You can't. You will always be a day behind if you do that. In fact, it'll be worse than that because it compounds. You can never make up for it. Now, that's not to say that we should beat ourselves up over our past mistakes and indiscretions. It just means that you need to fix your consistent schedule now. And that's what I'm advocating for you today is think about what it is that you want to accomplish. It's the 500-pound pull. It's the marathon. It's the fixing the relationship with your wife. It's salvaging relationships with your children. It's starting the business. It's securing the promotion. It's getting a raise. It's getting out of debt. These are the results. Need to focus on them, need to figure out what they are, but only so we can redefine the win, not as the result again, but as the effort. So once you have the result, I want to pay off all of my debt, for example. Now break it down into the strategies that you need to do every single day. And as long as you get up and you're able to check that box and say, I paid a little bit towards debt today, or I drank the amount of water I wanted to drink, or I went to the gym and I worked out, or I had that conversation free of distraction with my wife, or I played catch with my son, or I listened to my daughter tell me stories, or go and I went and watched her dance recital. Those things, if you can quite literally check them off, and by the way, you should be checking them off. You can use our battle planner. I'm grabbing it here. You can use our battle planner. We've got this physical version. You can find that at store.orderman.com, or we've got the digital version, which can be found at 12weekbattleplanner.com, the number 12. So 12weekbattleplanner.com. And if you write down those small wins, you will begin to experience big results as a natural and inevitable result of the daily tactics, the things that you are doing every single day. And what I want you to write down 4 things that you are going to accomplish every single day. And I don't know what it is for you because I don't know what your goals are. So it might be journaling. It might be a deep and distraction-free conversation with your wife, or a date night with her, or paying a certain amount of debt off each and every day. These are the small wins. And what you do is you combine them, you stack them, and it isn't 1 + 1 = 2. It's 1 times 2 times 10 times 50, and you have this compounding effect. Guys, stop swinging for the fences. You're setting yourself up for failure. And in my experience, what happens personally, and the men that I've coached and seen, is that they lose steam, they lose traction, they get discouraged, they get frustrated, and then what do? They quit. And then after they quit, they revert back to all the same types of activities and things that they were doing before that were producing less than favorable results. Hitting the snooze button, not reading, not working out, not having conversations with their wives, not paying off the debt, not showing up the way they can at work or for their clients. And then they tell themselves, I don't know why. I don't get it. Why is everybody else experiencing results and I'm not? Because you swung for the fence, you missed, and then you got discouraged. So let's be a little bit more realistic. Let's reframe this as the win is the action. It's the thing that you're doing on a daily basis. And it needs to be daily because the consistency of the mechanics of your swing, if we're going with that analogy, is what's going to produce the greatest results over time. Now, there's going to be a disparity initially, but what happens is you start to stack these things up. Let's take the gym, for example. You're going to show up and you're probably not going to see the results that you want immediately. Remember, you spent 10 years eating junk food, not working out and doing this. But what you want is in the next 2 or 3 days for you to see some sort of tangible result. Well, it took you 10 years to get to this point. It's probably not going to take you 2 days to get out of it. So we don't define it by the result because that's going to be discouraging. But if you consider a win that I went to the gym today, I went Tuesday, I went Wednesday, I went Thursday, I went Friday, I went Saturday, I went Sunday. Notice I didn't say there was a break in there. And I'm not saying go balls to the wall every day, but you need to be exercising every day. It's the consistency. It's the small wins on a daily basis, compounded over time, that will inevitably produce the results that you're after. And you will hit more home runs. And that will be sexy. The work isn't always sexy. And that's why guys don't do it. So figure out what the small wins are for you. Start doing them on a daily basis. And it's those small wins over time that are going to produce the big results. All right, guys. With that said, let me give you 2 resources. I already gave you one. It's the battle planner. So you can go to store.orderoman.com and pick up our battle planner, our physical, tangible battle planner. Or you can go to 12-week battle planner, the number 12-week battle planner.com, and you can pick up the app. So that's number 1. Number 2 is our Iron Council. This is our exclusive brotherhood. So you can check that out at orderoman.com/Iron Council. You're going to get the tools, the resources, and specifically for the month of August, we're talking about accountability. What that means, what that looks like, what you're after, what the guys in the Iron Council are after, because you're going to be better when you have a system of tools and processes and resources to help you consistently hit these small wins on a daily basis. And the Iron Council is built to do just that with close to 900 other men who are all on the same path as you. You can check that out at orderoman.com/Iron Council. All right, guys, stop swinging for the dang fences. It doesn't work. It looks good when you make contact. It looks like garbage when you strike out, which is more likely to happen. Your mechanics break down, you fall apart, you get on base less, you feel like a loser. Instead, small wins. Keep the mechanics, keep the form. Do those things on a daily basis. The things that most people don't think matter, it matters. Do it, and it will serve you better. All right, guys, we'll be back next week. Until then, go out there, take action, build those small wins, and become the man you are meant to be.